Alright guys, this is Ranger 4321 coming at you with another video, and this is a video response to Mag Daddy 1911 A1 about how I got my rifle. To start, this is not my first M14 type rifle. My first one was a Federal Ordnance M14SA, and I got it when I was about 19 years old, and I was probably a freshman in college, and I got it, paid maybe $1,700 for it, and it came with a crappy Springfield Armory Generation 2 scope mount on the side, and it came with a really cheap, I think it was either a Simmons or a Redfield scope that really belonged on like a 22 or something. And once I took that scope and scope mount off, it was a fun little shooter. Great little rifle. It came in a laminated stock, and really nice condition stock. I don't know if I still have it or not, but I had that Federal Ordnance for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Then I traded it and got this rifle. I saw this one sitting in a gun store in Nashville, and of course this is a Springfield Armory Loaded standard. So you've got your National Match front rear sights, National Match medium weight profile barrel, standard GI trigger, and it came with 120 round and I think 110 round magazine, and of course it came in your standard, you know, Springfield Armory wood stock. And I was still in college when I picked this rifle up, or put it on layaway I should say. It didn't give me a fair trade on the Federal Ordnance for this one. And I was working security and going to school at the time, and I worked about 3 months to pay this rifle off. And when I did, man, it was the best day ever. That weekend I went to the range and probably shot 50 rounds through it, just playing with it, not really caring about accuracy. And a month or so after that, you know, I started caring about accuracy, and so I tried to get as best groups as I could with the ammo I had. And I think at that time I was using Maytech ammo, and for what that ammo was, it was very good. I'd like to get some more of that. And I went through a couple stocks with this one. A buddy of mine who is a military history buff, who I also went to school with, gave me a Vietnam era, I think it was an unissued wood stock for it, and I was able to put it on this rifle. And I'd always wanted to make this rifle back then look like an original M14, so that stock really made it pop. And it had the cartouches and all those stamps on the stock. So I had that stock for a while, and then I eventually picked up a synthetic stock. I paid probably $80 to $120, I don't remember off the top of my head, for that synthetic stock, and it was an okay stock. You know, it wasn't really top of the line. It was your basic synthetic stock for an M14 type rifle. And I made the mistake with both wood stocks of putting the bipod on there without having the adapter for the drain hole, and the end result was that drain hole where that was attached to ended up breaking and ruined the stocks. So I have your, you know, Springfield Armory stock, which is ridiculously thick, and an original Vietnam unissued stock at the house, broken, can't sell them. But I did get a rail for the synthetic stock to put it at the drain hole, and that worked. It was, I could probably get about 1-inch groups at 100 yards with this rifle and that synthetic stock. But you know, that wasn't good enough. So while I was in college, you know, I'd seen pictures of this set up in magazines. Of course, it wasn't this exact setup because the standard EBR has the collapsible stock like crane top stock, I believe it is. This one has Magpul furniture on it, but nevertheless, I saw that stock and I was like, I gotta have that. That'll probably, increase the accuracy of the rifle to the point where I can, it'll be a good challenge for me to get the best accuracy out of this rifle as I could. So after I graduated, I bought this EBR stock as a graduation present to myself. And it took probably all of 10 minutes to put this thing in there. And once I got in there, I was happy. I will say though, once you put the rifle in the stock, it beds instantly. I mashed down on the trigger assembly to get it locked into place for probably a good 5 minutes because it was so tightly bedded. And that's what gives this rifle the accuracy it needs in this type of stock. Also, the barrel whip screw helps with that as well. Although I've read that with medium weight and heavier barrels, you don't really need the barrel whip screw as much. So I don't know what the deal is there. I've also read that I've got a video also about how to set that screw correctly. At the time I used a little sliver of paper, but I read we're using a standard card, like a little index card, works just the same. So I tried that, and actually I think it made it better. I haven't had a chance to take it to the range and try it out yet, but I plan on doing that in the near future, maybe get a video of it. And so, I got this setup going, and I had the scope mount from a friend of the same friend who gave me the EBR stock, the Vietnam Air stock. He bought it for $20 at a local surplus store and gave it to me because he didn't need it. And that had this rifle almost there, and then maybe a year and a half ago, I saw this scope up here and nabbed that thing right up. Couldn't pass on a deal like that I got. There's a video on that one on my channel as well. And so I've had a good trip with this rifle. It's definitely been a journey. With any type of rifle like this one, as far as accuracy goes and find what works with it, it's going to be a journey. It's not like your bolt action rifles to where you have, you don't have all these moving parts going on, like the gas pressure pushing the gas piston back and the piston pushing the upright back, upright pushing the bolt back, all those parts moving. That does affect accuracy. And that's why I got this stock that sort of helps to limit what touches the barrel. So as compared to the standard wood stocks or even the composite stock. But yeah, this is my video response of how I got my M1A. Great rifle. I love it. Couldn't ask for a better rifle, and that's why I got this one. Because you got a 308 round, which you can hunt any size game in North America with that round and be good to go. You can take 5, 10, 20, 25 round magazines. Can't beat it. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and comment and subscribe.